How is everybody doing today? And welcome back to another Brawl Stars episode. And guys, today we have a special treat. Brawl Stars is global, and it's my first video. If you guys are brand new here, guys, I'm a Clash Royale caster, hoping to get into Brawl Stars casting as well. And my YouTube channel is going to start focusing a little bit more towards Brawl Stars. I'm still going to be doing Clash Royale content, but it's mainly going to be focused on Brawl Stars as it does come global. I'm also a Twitch streamer. I usually get on live on Twitch every single day at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check me out there if you want to see my live gameplay, interact with me in the chat, and everything like that. But let's get right into this video, mastering Shelly. Alright guys, I have 5 tips for you to be a really good Shelly player right off the bat. And I'm going to get right into tip number 1. Tip number 1 is auto aim is your friend with Shelly. She is a short range brawler and a shotgunner. What that means is the closer she is to a target, the more damage she does. When you are lower in trophies, you want to get very close to people and shoot them. That's pretty much what it is even when you're at higher trophies, but more when you're at lower trophies because people really won't punish you for going in on them. Now guys, what auto aim is you just tapping the screen on the right hand side, quick fire. I think it's called quick fire in the game, where it just quickly shoots at your opponent. Now guys, why is this so good? It's so good because the closer you are to a target, the more accurate quick fire or auto aim is. Meaning that it's very hard to miss your shots if you are very close to somebody, quick fire at them, and clip them. Now, I'm not just sitting here saying spam auto aim. That's not what I'm trying to say with Shelly, but for the beginning, right off the bat, if you want to start getting pretty good at the game with Shelly and a shotgunner in general, auto aim is your friend to start. Now, when you get close to somebody, press on that auto aim. You'll get a lot of damage off on enemy brawlers, and you will start getting kills very quickly with Shelly. That brings us to tip number 2 with Shelly. Don't just spam auto aim. And what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is do not just click on auto aim and, expect it to kill you. The number one thing about Shelly is charging up the super. Now, we'll get into that in a little bit, but what you want to do with Shelly is when targets are further range than really close to you, you want to make sure that you swipe your shots and you target the enemy brawlers. You don't want to sit there and just click on the right side of the screen. What you want to do is you want to aim yourself at these brawlers, and what that's going to do is it's going to get hits with Shelly, which is going to charge your super. Shelly is a very strong brawler, but without her super, she's kind of weak. So what I want you to do is I want you to focus on auto aiming when they're close to you. Like, I'm talking like real close to you. I'm talking like, here's my hand, here's where they are. That's where you want to hit your auto aim. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to hit on that button when they're, I'd say, 5 tiles away from you. What you want to do is you want to swipe either towards them, or even, I don't even expect you to do that. I don't want you to do that. I want you to swipe where you think they're going to go, either to their left, right, or if they're just going to run straight back in a line. What you want to do is you want to predict their movements and aim to that location so you'll be able to clip them with a little bit of your bullets. You don't need to hit every single time with all of your bullets to get full value. And if you're spamming, quick fire auto aim, when you're far distance from an enemy brawler, you're not going to hit them, and it is going to end very badly for you. Now, tip number 3 for the Shelly players out there: when you first get this brawler, all you want to do is just get close to people, quick fire, and get them down. You have to understand, Shelly is one of the strongest 1v1 brawlers in the game. Probably, in my opinion, the strongest. Now, what makes her the strongest is her super. She absolutely dominates every other brawler with her super ability, but In order to get that super ability, you have to charge it up. Now, how do you charge up your super ability? More often than not, you're going to have to aim your shots in order to clip brawlers to get that super charged up, so then you can get close to them and absolutely punish them with your super. You don't really want to open up with a super, but if you have to, you can open up with a super, it stuns them for a second, and then just swipe, 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 or quick fire if you get close to him at that point, and do a ton of damage very, very quickly in quick succession. So guys, if you're playing Shelly, please, especially if it's not a game mode like Showdown, you know, if it's bounty and everything like that, you gotta wait for your super. That is when you are the strongest with Shelly. And when you are that strong with Shelly, people do not want to get anywhere near you, and you will be a force to be reckoned with. So I cannot stress this enough. If you are playing Shelly, you do not want to full engage. You don't want to go full hard until you get your super, because what that will allow you to do is make super great plays. Also, guys, if you're about 1 to 2 shots away from your super, you can go in, you can shoot, super shoot, and you'll kill somebody. You don't have to go in directly when you have super, but you have to know when that super is available, because the moment that is available, you will be super strong. Now that brings us to tip number 4. Use bushes to get close to enemies. The number 1 tip that I would give for quick learning Shelly is to use the bushes. You have to use the bushes to get in the sneak attacks, and it makes you invisible. What this does is it allows you to sneak up on enemy brawlers to absolutely punish them when you are close. Shelly is a close range brawler, and the best way to get close to somebody is to use bushes to go invisible, dodge their shots, gut all the way around, and then flank the enemy team with Shelly. It gives you so much pressure on the map, and it makes you a absolute monster when you get in that position. I have to say, guys, the moment you start using bushes effectively to your advantage, you're using flanking. What I mean by flanking is going around the enemy team, around the back of the enemy team, and then showing up, pinching them with your teammates, and then absolutely destroying them. You can use your super as well to punish them, and it will be great. Also, if you're playing a game like Gem Grab, you can also just die to get your super up in the beginning if you have to, just because your super just makes you that much stronger and that much of a high priority target for them, not only to kill, but for you to kill them. So guys, definitely use the bushes to your advantage with Shelly, and you will love the amount of damage you can do coming out of a bush, shooting them, using your super, and then killing an entire team without them even knowing. And this brings us to our last tip with Shelly. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is do not chase long-range brawlers. I cannot stress this enough. Guys, if there is a Piper, if there is a Brock, if there is a Colt, a Ricochet shooting you from their max distance, do not chase them. You are not going to live. You are going to die. What you're going to have to do is either 2 things. 1, use bushes to, go invisible and hopefully, catch them off guard. Or 2, use the map. What I mean by using the map is there is crevices on the map, and there's little bricks that protect you from their shots. We're going to have to just go around and try to get close, try to pinch them with either the gas if it's in Showdown, or pinch them with another either element or your team, which funnels them into you. Guys, do not chase enemy brawlers. That is the number 1 tip I can give you. The reason why it's a great tip is because if you're trying to fight them, it's not going to go well. Also, if they have a Dynamite, if they have a Barley, what is Dynamite and Barley? Is they're throwers. What are throwers? They're people who can throw over the obstacles, and which means is if you're sitting on one side of the obstacle, they could easily hit you by throwing something over it, which means you have to move, and you can't really push them. They're very, very strong brawlers, and it's something that you have to watch and be very weary about the entire game. Shellys are very, very strong, but at the same time, they're very, very weak in team play, unless it's like a Brawl Ball or something like that, where they're very, very strong. The thing about Shelly is she needs to be close to do damage, so it's very, very difficult for her to really ramp up in a team game mode like a bounty or a gem grab, where, you have to get close, and personal to really dominate your opponent. She's pretty good in gem grab, but she's pretty bad in bounty. You don't want to be using Shelly in bounty too much because she just lacks that range, where bounty is all about the long range brawlers, guys. And what you don't want to do with Shelly is you don't want to chase after a long range brawler because you will never hit them. They will kite you away, and what I mean by kiting you away is they'll be running back while you'll be running towards them, and you'll just be taking fire over and over again. So, couple of things. Quick recap on what you want to do with Shelly. When targets are close to you, spam the quick fire. Auto aim is going to be your friend when people are right next to you, up close and personal. But don't just spam it. Make sure you aim your shots to charge up your super. When they're like 2 or 3 more tiles than you, you want to make sure you aim and take care of them. Also, try to wait for your super. Once you have super, Shelly becomes a force to be reckoned with, and people really need to watch out where they are, because Shelly can easily go in there and team wipe an entire team, get back her super, and then do it all over again. Now, guys, make sure you use the bushes, get invisible with Shelly, get to the back, flank the enemy team, and really take advantage of each and every single game. Shelly is a very, very strong brawler, but you need to use her to her strengths. And that brings us to the last point that we had of the day. Do not chase long brawlers. It will not end well for you. The only time where you have to chase a long range brawler is when it's gem grab. They have 10 plus gems and you don't, and you need to go there, otherwise your team is going to lose. That's the only time where it's acceptable to chase a long range brawler or a bounty. When the game's about to end and your team is down, you need a miracle. That's the only time where you should be chasing a long range brawler. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video of Shelly's 5 tips for beginners to make you guys great at Shelly. Please watch and make sure that you do not chase brawlers. You use your abilities correctly. You wait for your super. You make sure you punish brawlers that get close to you. And guys, most of all, have fun in this game. Guys, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with more Brawl Stars content.